Hi everyone, it's April with Hair 101 and I have this awesome kid today. He's letting me do whatever I want on his hair. So we are going to maybe do a fun like Pompadour haircut on this cute kid. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I washed his hair because it had some gel in it. And I'm just going to part off where I want the hair to stay long while it's wet, which is going to just be right where the head starts to roll. So on the higher part, but yeah, right on the roll of his head, but on the high part of it. Let's see. Yeah, so the mohawk section will be parted off. And I'm going to round it in the back and let it kind of swoop down a little bit. And then we're going to be cutting the rest of this. So I'm going to take the dryer and dry this so that I can use the clippers on it. And also it's going to help the hair to stay, like I'm not going to dry the top so that can stay wet. I'm just going to dry the sides that I'm going to be cutting. So it'll help it kind of lay down. We're going to start on these sides over here. We're going to just take out all the bulk with the clippers. And I have my clipper closed. We're going to be going nice and tight in here. And we're going to be taking it all the way up. And I am going to leave a little bit of a transition area in here because we don't want it to be too dramatic for this kid. He's going to be like styling but not like shaved line around the top of his head. So we're not going to go too crazy. So just keep removing the bulk on this pass. Oh. And that is a gabadiga. What do you need, sweet pea?
Daddy, on the bottom paper, I do have
yeah. Okay, Ambry, go and play. All right. So we're just removing the bulk. There you go. And I am going pretty short. Ooh. Make sure your clippers go on top of the comb and not underneath. And I'm going to taper that in, so. So what I'm wanting to see up here is that for it to be really short enough to not be sticking straight out and to blend down, but not short enough to look like it's been buzzed all the way to the scalp. And I'm just doing that all the way around the line, just kind of matching it up, making it all even, all the way around that part that we made. See how it kind of sticks out right here? I'm going to lift that up a little bit and taper it in so that it rounds. We're going to round those layers off a little bit with the clippers. So there is going to be a disconnect in this haircut right here where this starts to get really long. And I always pull the hair when I'm around the face right here in the front. I always push the hair forward and shape that to the way that the hair grows. And I just think that tapers, it makes the profile when you're looking at them this way look really good because it doesn't stick out of their head. It doesn't have like a big wall of hair, kind of subtly grows. And I'm just taking off that really hard line that has formed by lifting up the hair and just tapering it, layering it in a little bit more so that it has more of this round look. Bless you! Are you okay? Yeah. All right, so now I've gotten this done up here. I'm going to go ahead and taper the back. So we need you to look all the way down here at these letters. And I'm going to open my clipper blade so that it's taller. And I'm just going to, okay, look all the way down. I'm just going to flip, okay, look down all the way at your tummy. There you go. And this is all on the wrist. It's flicking the wrist, oop, and it's still a little bit wet, so let me remove more bulk. There we go. And if you have too much bulk and try to do this, then it can pull the hair a little bit. So make sure that you get the majority of it trimmed down. And I'm going to take it nice and tight. Go ahead and look all the way down at your tummy. Is it making your nose run? Do you need a tissue? You can tell me if you need a tissue, okay? I can go and get you one. And I need to move this way. There we go. So you need to move to where you're cutting. Don't ever try to reach around. Keep your arm where it's comfortable so that you can have control over the clipper blades. After you get that taper in, you can go through and use the comb to match this up with what you've already cut on the top. And I'm not using a guard on this. You definitely could. I'm just not, because I want there to be a gradual change. I don't want it to be all one length up into this top. I want it to slowly build. And I'm able to achieve that easier with the comb and the razor than if I were to just throw a guard on there, but you definitely can if you are scared of doing it this way. And it doesn't really matter what guard you use. If you were doing it a little bit longer, you would just try to get it shorter than what we established up here. And I was more concerned about this up here because I didn't want it to be too short, so that's why I did it this way, is making that first and then blending this up to the point where I like the top. And I'm just tapering this up on the sides. And then right around the ear, I leave the clipper open and then I just kind of wrap it around the ear with this away from the head, the other side of the blade away from the head, and that helps me to get that taper. And then I can go through with the comb and blend it up. Okay, we're gonna do this other side. With the clippers open, you're just gonna follow the ear, shape of the ear, and then right here at the sideburn, you just kind of flip it up again like you did at the back. And then you can take the comb in and blend up. And I always check and make sure that the profiles are looking good. You can usually tell if there's a long spot just by looking down the hair this way and making sure that it looks good that way. And it also tells you a lot about how their head is shaped, because sometimes people have a little bit of a bump right here above the ear, and so you can make that look really nice by shaping it in with the clippers this way and making the hair appear to be smooth instead of having that bump in there. All right, I think that we just need to take the T-edgers and clean up all the edges now. So I'm gonna do just a straight sideburn and then follow it up. These are loud little buzzers, but they just tickle, they don't hurt, okay? Good job. And then look down. We're gonna just do, I'm gonna go ahead and just take them up like this and just continue to fade up in a straight line. Just to get any little neck hairs that may not have been cut. That needs to be tightened up, sorry. There we go. Sorry about that, buddy. You may have a hairy neck. There we go, hold still. Good job. Good job, buddy. All right, so the sides of this haircut are pretty much done. We're just gonna mess with the top now. So it's really long, and oh, he's totally styling it already. But we need to just do some blend work with the sides, because it kind of like hangs over the edges a little bit too much. So the way I'm gonna do that, I'm going to start back here in the back, and I'm going to take a section, okay, look straight right there, and I'm going to cut this I'm going to point cut it, and I'm going to just follow that line from the bottom, and then I'm just going to follow it straight up. Or actually, I'm even angling it out a little bit. But I'm point cutting that, and I'm just trying to get that to blend in a little bit so that we can not have so much of a difference between the top and the sides. Anything that's reaching that guide is going to get point cut off. And then the top, we're going to go to the front now. And I need to cut some of the length off back up here. We're going to just point cut into this. I want it to be about there. So I'm going to go ahead and take an inch off and just deep point cut into it. And then I'm going to take that and bring that section back on the mohawk too. So now I'm going to follow that guide that I just established in the front all the way back to this back section that we've been cutting off, point cutting up. And they should match up. They do right there. See, there's the back guide and there's the top one. They're about the same. So we're just matching those two up. Okay, so we have the length on the top established. Now we just need to blend in these sides a little bit more. And I'm going to do that by taking small sections, and I'm just going to pull that straight out from the head and point cut up. Grabbing some of this hair that we cut from before and just bringing it straight up. A little too big. And once you get to the middle, nothing else should reach over there. You need just a little bit. Just put into it a little bit there. And then do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to put some razoring in this so that it can bend more, because it has a lot of hard lines in it from the tips. So I'm going to take the razor and just razor out some texture in this. This feels weird, huh? Does that kind of pull your hair? Yeah, it does. That's a razor. Sorry, I'll be soft, okay? So I'm just taking the thinning shears and just thinning out anything that's like a really hard line so it's more soft and that doesn't, it's sticking out a little bit like right in here. Where every little boy has a big cowlick. Okay, now he has lots of texture in it. And we are going to blow dry this up into a pompadour style. Okay, so I have a round brush here. I'm just going to use this a little bit just to get some of the curl in there because he has really straight hair. We're trying to get lots of volume on the top here. All right, so now we need some product. I'm gonna use this dry wax. This is a Enjoy dry wax. And to style a pompadour, you have to have some pomade in there. You have to have something to tame this awesome body and smooth it in and make it look like it's done. So, and we're going with this cowlick back here. So this cowlick swoops around and goes this way. So we're sweeping it all this way. We don't want it to be spiking up in the back. So he is gonna be rocking this haircut all day today. Looking awesome. Looking like a movie star. Which movie star do you look like right now? Do you think you look like a movie star? Is it different than you usually wear your hair? That's kind of fun when you say do whatever you want, huh? You get something different. That's kind of fun. All right, I hope you guys liked this Pompadour little boy's haircut, and I hope you guys subscribe to my channel and make a comment. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time. Bye.